pedicured your beard is, the lamer it looks.
Like the super clean lines and all
Like,
that.
it's just like
Yeah.
you see fucking like right angles and shit. That looks ridiculous to me.
Yeah. I still like this shit where I get like curls like right here.
Well, you can just get like a trimmer and just kind of.
I just trim it
Well,
down there so you can't see it.
I know it's just I forget to do it, and then I get on like a camera or something. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah,
I got I got I got spikes on my neck. It doesn't make any sense.
I'm all or nothing with beards. I don't do beard maintenance. I just shave it all off and then wait for it to grow back until I get tired of it, and then I shave it all off again.
I
Yeah.
literally just grab a comb, go in front of the mirror, and like brush it out. And then one side's uneven, I just kind of trim that side, and then I'm like, all right, cool, it's symmetrical. Because
You
this
can get
side like grows this way, goes up, and this side goes down, so
Yeah.
it's not easy to keep balanced.
My
Anyways,
mustache always grows unevenly as well.
I haven't quite figured out how, whenever I do shave, how to properly get the boundary for my sideburns because my ears are different heights, and so like it's like I have to get
Oh,
some like something with a flat edge and like hold it in front of my face.
he's up there with
well,
a piece of paper and a mirror, like,
the rule of thumb that I use is like right in the middle of that piece of cartilage right here, like right there
Yeah, but
along the line.
if I do that, then they're different heights, and
Well,
like
it
you
should
can
match
tell.
your ears, not your. Well, yeah, I guess so. Are they that different?
It's probably about a quarter of an
Is it only
inch.
something that you notice?
I don't know. Nobody's ever called me out on it, but
I've
I
never
don't
noticed
I
it.
don't sit there and necessarily examine someone's visage like to that extent.
maybe you should.
Most people have very unsymmetrical faces, and no one cares unless it's like really up. My whole like face, my skull is like crooked, like this way. Like the middle part of my teeth is like over here. It's ridiculous. I
My eyes
blame
are.
Apple because of their like first generation iPhone was basically just holding a microwave to your face. And I'd
What are
be
you
talking on the
talking
phone
about?
for hours, and it just this whole part of my skull is just like on fire.
It
I
was
just
all
blame
Steve
that.
Jobs.
Yeah.
Did you also do this whenever you were like so you could do stuff with
Mm-hmm.
your hands?
I used to, yeah.
That probably did more than the fucking radiation from the phone.
I gotta get some
The
lighting.
radiation softened it up a little bit. It was more malleable.
Get some lighting over here. It looks all gross. There we go. That's much better. Like if here,
Oh,
like white, blue. Ugh.
yeah.
Yeah, I got to make sure I don't click on anything that's like a light screen because then it like blows out my face.
Oh yeah.
I
See, I
just
had the
have a
opposite problem.
giant
It's like
light
no
right
light.
there.
There's no light on this side of the room, so I look like I'm depressed and drunk.
Oh, aren't you?
No.
Hmm.
Well, one of them anyways.
Anyways, Elden Ring.
Yeah. Hey, before we jump into that, because that's going to be a big conversation, can I show you
Yes, it
something
is.
that I just got in the mail today?
Yeah, of course.
It's a fucking body pillow, isn't it?
Didn't even have it ready to go. He was like, "Oh, I gotta go get." Oh, it's right there. What is this?
Blam. John Denver Ultimate Collection on vinyl.
Why?
Because. Why not?
I mean, it doesn't surprise me, to be honest with you.
The record is green, man. Look at this.
Man, you would love working at fucking Adventures Underground.
Look at that. It's green and you can see through it.
Wow. Look at
Do you
that.
even listen to John Denver?
Yes.
He is now.
Anyway, so
Well, that's neat.
yeah, I like it. So Elden Ring.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, dude. I was not disappointed, and I had high hopes for it.
Same. Yeah, I expected the world and I got more.
Yep.
Which is I don't think I've said that about anything ever, except maybe there's another game like that, but
No, first game in like recent history that has been overhyped and then just lived up
and
to
then
it.
met it and then
Yeah.
exceeded it. Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, Jesus, okay.
Mhm.
Yep. I
Yeah.
never get about literally anything. I'm
Yeah, I mean, the
pretty
moment I was sold on this
pessimistic.
game is when I went to the minor Erd tree. Oh, by the way, spoilers for anyone watching this for Elden Ring from here on out. We're not going to hold back. Um, well, we are for each other, but for you, we don't know how much you've played, and we don't care. So,
Yeah.
for the minor Erdtree, you guys have both confirmed you went down this elevator.
Yeah.
Um, that was a moment I was sold. I was like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god!" I
Well, as
was like,
soon as
"Oh
I realized the elevator was magical, I'm like, well, this is something totally new. And then I just kept going and
yeah," and it's
going
like,
and
"Wow, this is
going.
pretty deep." And I was only a quarter of the way down. I'm like, "Oh, oh!" there's that separator, right? Like you see
Mhm.
the top half of it, and then you hit the separator, and then you think you're about to hit the ground, but then, no, there's a whole other like 15 stories after that.
Yeah,
Um,
I just got down there before this podcast, so that's what I'm gonna go do as soon as we're
Ooh,
done with
I
this.
can can I co-op that one with you? Because I'm gonna play passively and watch you experience the things that I did. Because that whole area is a fucking trip.
Yeah, why not?
So,
the
I'll
all
have
right,
Harley join in.
Yeah, I'd be
yeah,
down. But yeah, I got there for the first time last night, and I was still there whenever I logged on earlier today, and then I left because everything like one-shotted me. But yeah, it reminds me of what was the place in Skyrim that was underground where all the Dwemer were?
Yeah. It's
yeah.
basically the Underdark from Dungeons and Dragons, kind
Yeah,
of.
I didn't know about that until like a couple years ago. Like, didn't even know it
Really?
existed. Yeah, and then
Isn't that
I
like part of the main storyline?
I never finished the main storyline of Skyrim until a couple years ago. I went back
I
and
never
decided I was just
started
gonna.
apparently.
I went back and decided I was just gonna blitz it and just not do any side quests, just go straight through to the end. And Sam, you're cutting in and out.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to fix it.
Oh, okay. Um, but yeah, and then I discovered it was like holy shit, there's a whole nother map down here.
That was a really cool
Yeah,
level, and
yeah.
that's exactly what it reminded me of.
Yeah,
It reminded me of what is that area in Dark Souls 2? It's really really difficult.
Never played it.
Dark 2 Lake something. Shrine of Amana. Um, I can post a picture of that real quick, and it's very much, um, very much like Shrine of Amana.
I don't think I've ever got there.
Uh,
That doesn't ring any bells.
it's late in the main game. Um, yeah, this is a good picture. Here we go. Uh, where's our? We don't have a lookies for talkies, do we? Okay,
No.
it's in general. Ooh, nice tip. Yeah, there's Shrine of Amana in Dark Souls 2. So and that's
Yeah.
all. It's not really underground, but it's underneath a giant rooted canopy.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Uh, and so it's like, wow, this feels a lot like Shrine of Amana. And it had like these huge water areas, but um, yeah, it's that place is fucking huge. Like you think you've seen most of it, and you're like, oh my god, it keeps going. What the hell? It's as large as like some of the areas in the overworld map. It is huge.
That was the same. That was the thing I thought of when I was going down the level. I was like, "Holy shit! There's like twice as much just area down here."
Well,
Yeah,
apparently, what's it called? Limwood. Um,
Hmm.
apparently there's
Or
six
Lim Grove or something.
Limgrove. Yeah, some apparently there's like
Yeah.
6 areas that are that size. Limgrove is just one of them.
Yeah. There's the Limgrave, and then East Limgrave, and then there's northwest, northeast, and like south. There's like whole areas.
yeah. I uh, I I'm not gonna spoil this unless you guys have seen it. Unless well, I'm trying to figure out how to signal it without spoiling it for someone who hasn't done it.
I
But
almost feel
You
like
know,
we should talk about Elden Ring on next week's podcast after we've played through it a bit.
no,
no,
it's just,
I mean, there's
uh,
enough content in Limgrave to talk about this whole podcast.
yeah. But I this game fucks with you so much. Like I on several occasions have been teleported to a place I had no intention of going. Um, and it's like fuck, I gotta. And then it's like you are trapped. You have to find a way out. I'm like, oh, god damn it! And everything's over leveled. So I'm like trying to sneak past everything while getting one shotted by everything I encounter. And I once got transported to this place that was like destroyed any fears that I had that the whole game was just going to be like Valheim, of like pretty trees and grass and like deer and whatnot. Like, no, there are some horrific looking places. Um, and I walked out the door. I was like, okay, I have to leave. I can already tell. I can't see any enemies. I can already. I like went around the corner. I'm like, oh, that's a bear on fire. Okay, I'm gonna leave. That's not actually what I saw, but it's the same invoked of like uber ridiculousness.
And
Where I'm
last
like,
night when we were gaming with Colin and we just stumbled, that giant death bird just fell out of the sky
yeah, I
out of
still think
nowhere
that.
and we were
Yeah,
and killed us all. It's like some old giant bird with a cane that had a baby's head. It was
yeah.
weird.
Did you? Well, baby bird's head, not a human baby.
Yeah.
Um, did you find the mines yet? Near the lake?
Yeah, at the northern tip of the lake.
Yeah, that's like crucial. Like you have to find that
Yeah.
because like otherwise you're stuck with the shitty weapons. So
Have you
That's
found?
basically go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Oh, did you guys try to do the dungeon in the opening? Like, it's behind the imp statue in like the opening area.
what?
No.
So right before you hit the elevator to come out and you actually emerge into Limwood for the first time, or Limgrave Grove, uh, there's a
Limwood.
there's a wall wall you walk past. There's like a fog wall that you can't go through. And there's an imp statue that you have to give a key
Oh
to.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the place that I was last night. That I kept fucking just like the conversation was going on, and then every once in a while you hear me like "fuck." So I was trying to get through that because there's
Is that what that item is that you get at the beginning? The optional one?
Yeah, the dagger.
the
Yeah.
Yeah.
I picked that
You
one.
need one for the river as well, the underground river.
But so there's it's very sparse with enemies. There's not a whole lot of enemies, but the entire mechanic of the dungeon is that you're on like this sloped area, and there's this wheelie chainsaw-y thing that goes wall to wall, and it goes back
Oh
and
my
forth.
god, don't ruin it too much, man.
Well, no, it's not like it's not a huge spoiler, but anyway, it's
yeah.
the mechanic is that it goes back and forth and it's timed, and you have to like find nooks and crannies in the walls and go forward, and it gets progressively harder to figure out the timing, what you need to do,
Oh.
and yeah, I just gave up on it. I'll go back there sometime, but it's a one-hit kill if it gets you. So
Has anybody killed the tree sentinel yet?
No.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah.
somebody has, but
I mean, yeah.
I've tried so many things on that fucker.
We played for, I want to say, a good solid hour last night with the three of us just throwing ourselves at that thing over and over again.
I don't
Yeah.
even know what the
And
tree sentinel is.
that fucking golden giant dude on the giant horse as
Oh,
soon
that's
as you,
the tree sentinel.
yeah.
Oh,
I call him the lag jockey because that's where all the lag is in the game.
He has so many bullshit moves where it's like there's zero windup. It looks like he's just moving
Yeah.
his weapon, but he's swinging it. Or
He
his
does one of
horse will
these, he
just
goes-
like headbutt you randomly.
He raises his arm and then it goes ugh with his shoulder, and it's like
Yeah.
what?
Or he'll pull up his shield as Ethan's casting spells. So when they hit his shield, it just amplifies and redirects it at one of us.
Yeah. I have new spells now, so I don't have to rely on that shitty timing anymore. But he'll do it even with the fast ones. He'll be like boop like that and then catch one. So as soon as I catch
We're
it,
like wailing on him and then just get obliterated by this magical bolt.
yeah.
are the
yeah.
mines? Is that a? You said the mines at the north end of the lake. Is that where there's that statue that's like looking down at it from the top of the top of the cliff?
I don't think so.
I think so because I've seen like 3 of those statues.
Right. Yeah,
I
there's
think
multiple
remember.
ones, but
But I didn't
And I-
notice that one. I just kind of immediately ran over there once I found out. I was like, "How the fuck? Where do I get fucking smithing stones? My weapons suck." And they're like,
yeah.
"Go here." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
what weapon?
Yeah,
you guys running?
I'm trying to kit out for a faith build. I got that. I found that Ash of War where you can shoot like that like arc of like holy energy out with any weapon you have. But
I got the perfect thing for you, because you also wanted to do like beast stuff, I think, right? Or you just want to do bloodborne stuff. But did you want to do
Yeah,
any beasts?
yeah, because I think that
Yeah,
those are
because it
incantations.
scales.
too.
Yeah, it scales with faith and or it just scales with strength, but it's also faith based. Can't talk.
Yeah.
It's also faith based.
Mhm.
But yeah, you have to go to the super scary place, and I have to remember how to get you there without having to run. Because it's like you go through a secret place that like zaps you over there, and you're like, "What the fuck? How did I get here?"
Hmm.
Um, we're gonna figure out what that is, and then take you there. But you need to go there. Have you killed the assassin, dude? The Dark Blade assassin or Black Blade assassin or whatever?
That's not the dude on the bridge, right?
No,
The
he's like a catacombs boss.
oh.
He's just a fast mover. He's not terribly difficult, but he's got something called a death root or whatever, and you have to feed it to the guy that I'm going to introduce you to. So,
Hmm.
and that's how you start the beast covenant thing. I don't think there's really covenants, but there's sort of like a quasi covenant system. I'm not
Yeah.
really sure.
I've been wondering about that. And I've
Yeah.
been enjoying the fact that there's like 5 times more NPCs that you get to engage with.
Uh huh.
I don't know if any of them most of them lead to anything, but the
You know,
game's so goddamn big, who knows?
Dark Souls 2 had a lot of NPCs.
What about Harley? What are you rolling?
I'm pretty simple at the moment. I haven't gotten very far, but I got twin scimitars,
Did you go
and
with the
they're
warrior?
pretty effective.
They look pretty dope. And you get the right
Ethan, you're muted.
yeah, you're muted.
I muted myself because I was chewing on chips. But yeah,
Yeah.
I was wondering why people were just talking over me like assholes. Scimitars are great.
Yeah.
Scimitars are really good because you get that nice wide arc. That's what that hand movement was.
Before
you
that,
get,
I
like,
was using like the crooked thing that little goblin guys you use that causes bleed.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
I just
suck.
got one of those.
Well, the effect is really nice, but the range is like 8 inches.
I have I picked up basically a serrated halberd from the scary place. And it's a halberd that does bleed. And and I've been using that on giants, like trolls especially, because
Hmm.
it'll stagger them, and then by the time I'm doing like the visceral attack on their face, whatever, it also causes bleed. So it's like bop 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 like that, and they're just almost dead immediately. It's so much fun.
Interesting. I noticed that the special with the I can't remember what the Ash of War was called, the holy one. It has been staggering like a lot of the bosses that I've been encountering in the dungeons in
Huh.
like 2 hits. And I noticed that if I can hit the trolls in the face with them, it autos like staggers them. They like
Oh,
go
nice.
blind for like a couple seconds, which I thought was really neat.
I killed the stone splitter boss, stone splitter troll with my spells, just spamming it. And I hit him like so many times with that like wide arc one, just over and over. I was like slapping him in the face with it basically. He
Yeah.
got to his half his bar and he goes, ugh, like that. He puts his hand in front of his face, and then eventually he staggers, and then I kill him. But it was like I thought that was when they add the animation of like, stop hitting me in the face.
He went crazy trying to do this, smash on the ground combo, and then I rolled away and just managed to arc, and he turned, and I just nailed him in the face, and he just sat there like this for a while, and I staggered him down that way, which I thought was neat. I like how you can target specific body parts on bigger dudes, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a thing in Bloodborne, I think.
Was it? I don't remember.
I don't remember that being a thing in Bloodborne.
Yeah.
I just recently 100%ed it, so it was a thing of Bloodborne.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I guess
No,
everyone's just fucking eating right now.
We
I'm
hungry.
hungry.
Yeah.
We forgot to eat while we were playing Elden Ring for 48 hours, so
There you go. You gotta get it in now.
this podcast is an inconvenience because it gets in the way of playing more Elden Ring.
I think it's a nice break. We can assimilate what we know. I haven't even begun to look into all the random items I'm getting. I'm assuming they're crafting.
You should, yeah, most of them are crafting, but Reduvia, make sure you get Reduvia. That's a really good blade. It really depends on what your build's going to end up being. I know your strength phase. I know there's somebody I think it's D who's in the round table area who has all the incantations you
Yeah,
basically need.
I keep forgetting to talk to him every time I go down there. I've just been focusing on leveling up at this point, trying to get more HP.
Yeah, I noticed that right in the beginning. There's sort of a soul drought. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like It's like, fuck, I'm not really able to catch up with everything. I'm getting one shot by everything. You know, versus like the other games, like you'd still get hit really hard by like an undead, but you weren't like you didn't go like that and then you were done.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's just balancing because I noticed that the weapons go instead of up to like 14 like the other games, they go up to 25. Um,
Hmm.
so the game scales. It's like
Yeah.
someone said it was like 3 Dark Souls games in one. So, um, there's
Fuck
a
it. It
lot
also
of content.
it also feels kinda like an MMO.
It does. Yeah, I noticed you
Kind
can
of.
be just like it's not like in Dark Souls 1 where you can kind of like SL1 it, you know, but like you can totally be scaled out of certain areas where
Yeah.
it's like it's not even feasible to fight this thing versus like an SL1 build, I could still probably take on Manos with fists. It'd just take me a long time.
Mhm.
Excuse
I
me.
could still fight the dancer if I wanted to, but
It wouldn't be as fun. Or it
yeah, it
would be
wouldn't be
well, it
fun.
could be fun depending on what you like about Dancer, you know.
Yeah.
Um Yeah, it's different. Uh, I like that they've pared down some things. Like they've gotten rid of all like the random fucking elemental stones for weapons and whatnot. Like
Yep.
that was always a really obnoxious thing about the previous game. So it's like
I always liked
you
that
have to make
actually.
well. It depends on how you engaged with it, but it was just like, are you going to use a mundane stone or a quality stone or a keen stone? It's like, just make it a little simpler. You know, I kind of like how Bloodborne did it, but that had its own problems too.
I just think that that's you just get your own flavor per your weapon, and it changes it. Like, I got a holy weapon, and now it's faith-based instead of strength-based, and I get to shoot a cool holy beam out of it.
Nice.
And I haven't even
Holy
I just got the butt slam one.
butt
Did you get that
slam.
one? It's literally you jump in the air and, like, Yoshi butt slam somebody. I
So
got
like
it
the
in the
one that I've
forest.
gotten,
So like the first boss from Dark Souls.
Yeah.
the one that I got the most mileage out of so far is actually determination. That will like supercharge one strike. And so if you know those clay, they're called like clay men or something, like the people in the river who are like really hard to kill and they move super slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll use determination and like corral them all into like one group, and then jump, and then with my halberd do a strong attack, and then I'll do a wide shot, and then I'll take like a lot of their health down to half because it's like you're packing all that damage into one hit, and then so it's really good for clearing large mobs that are resistant to magic. That's what I like determination for.
I just ride by and hit him on my horse. I've been digging the horse combat.
Yeah,
It's not enough
it's
space
fun.
for that in that
That's
little
true.
room on your horse.
Oh, in a room, no, but everywhere else outside, I just fight him on my horse until I get bored of it, and then I get off and fight him on foot.
I still haven't mastered c- uh, cavalry versus cavalry fighting yet. That's awkward.
I've been
That's why you
edge.
do it.
I have 1,000 hours in Mountain Blade Warband doing cavalry fighting, so it kind of helped a little bit.
Uh,
I
yeah.
think. I actually won a tournament on horseback.
Hmm.
Just saying. Back in the good old days.
In real life.
No, in Mountain Blade Warband.
Yeah.
I think he means like a real life tournament.
Yeah, in a video game. We were the rebels.
Neat.
Neat. Snoop, if
I,
you're watching, I love you.
Snoop.
Yeah,
Nobody's
Snoop
watching.
is a
Do we have any?
Snoop
Do we
is
have any
nobody's
viewers?
watching.
Do we have less viewers than participants in the in the um,
I'm gonna go with probably.
podcast?
Snoop was a legendary member of the warband community online. Everybody knew who he was. He always rolled around with the same avatar, and he was always fucking grossly inebriated. He was the only person I've ever seen get accidentally ban himself from a server. Normally, you team kill 10 people, you get kicked. You do it again, you get kicked for an hour, and then you do it again, and you're banned. And he was so drunk, he managed to do that, and he did it by, you can shoot pots of oil over the gatehouses, and it would dump and kill everybody underneath it. And he just, on a whim, just shot it when it was loaded with our team underneath, who was trying to break through the gate, and killed like 30 people.
Jesus.
I've done something like that in Resistance and Liberation that had a similar banning style, right? Like for friendly fire, like you throw a grenade and then it like either bounce bad, or your team would just run into the room where you threw a grenade or whatever, and then it'd kill them all. And then you'd be like,
Mhm.
"You've been kicked from the server. Reason: team killing faggot."
You
And
guys
then you
just
Man,
get
both took a
remember-
drink at the same
permanently
time?
Huh?
You remember?
You guys just both took a
What?
drink like perfectly synchronized.
Yeah, we planned that. We had it jotted down. Remember Christian servers back in the day?
Yeah, Battlefield, Bad Company 2. I ran into one of those. That was
No
funny.
swearing.
No
Wasn't like a
swearing, but you
Christian
can
server.
stab this dude in the neck.
Yeah,
all
you could
want.
murder all these people, commit war crimes.
I don't think I've
Talk
ever
about a good game. Bad Company 2. Holy shit.
Yeah, Bad Company 2
Yeah.
is fantastic. I don't
People
think I've
still
ever
play it.
encountered that in the real world though. I've only ever seen it as like a joke about like Minecraft servers.
I encountered it once, and then I thought it was common enough that since I thought it was common enough that almost everyone had experienced it because I started seeing the memes several years afterwards. Yeah.
I got invited to a church here locally from a guy in high school, and they were playing Halo. I think it was Halo 2 or whatever the first one was that you could be the elites,
Halo 2.
and we could play as long as we were the elites because it was okay to kill aliens but not humans.
That's ridiculous.
I only went because they were giving me pizza and soda, and I stopped going because it was just a bunch of kids, and I was tired of stomping on their fucking faces.
Oh.
Religious people.
Oh,
are
Harley.
weird. What?
Yeah.
Remember I was talking about that double stack order that I got on Uber Eats,
Mhm.
and how I canceled one of them, and then one of them was because like the order was $23, right?
Mhm.
And I canceled one of them. The payout I just got because you have to wait an hour for the tip was $20.83. So the other order that I canceled ended up being like $2.50.
Oh damn.
Someone wanted me to drive all the way to their house with food for $2.50. The gall of some people, I swear to God.
Yeah, that's why I don't ever order it because that's all I'd be willing to give.
But
Yeah, well, I mean that's fair.
Yeah.
You don't get to have the best of both worlds. Like if you don't want to pay the tip, don't order food. Go pick it up yourself.
Yep.
You're paying for a luxury service.
But yeah, on your topic of it's okay to kill aliens but not people.
Ukraine's at war with Russia right now.
No. I had a friend who, for the longest time, he had his Xbox stored at my house because his mom didn't like it, and she didn't like it playing Mass Effect because it was too violent. It's like we're like 20-year-olds. Mass Effect too violent. Can't play that here. But he
Okay.
told me a story once about how his mom caught him looking at lesbian porn, and because of that, she thought he was gay. Yeah.
Huh.
Excuse me, what?
Yeah.
Hey, the fuck you doing?
Huh?
What?
What?
Fucking getting on Elden Ring. Fuck off.
I was just gonna farm some materials while we were talking.
Whatever.
Do you want me to stop?
Yes, stop.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not gonna do it, and I don't want you having fun while I can't.
Okay, that's fair. I turned it off.
Dude, speaking of the war, dude, that shit's crazy.
Yeah.
Big crazy.
Yeah, I was totally wrong about Putin not invading. I don't know if you guys recall, but I was like, yeah, they're not going to invade. It'd be really, really stupid. But
I was
But maybe-
hoping he wouldn't, but I had a bad feeling that he would. I was like, it's just all the pieces are
Yeah.
falling into place.
I didn't
But-
think that he would. I knew it was a possibility, but not this soon.
But the thing is that like I thought it was stupid because the reaction would be swift and absolutely detrimental. But
Then it wasn't.
then it wasn't. He absolutely called NATO's bluff,
Yeah.
and they haven't really fucking done anything. And so it's like he must know something. He must know something that we don't. Why he's this ballsy?
Well, it's
Because Putin's not a stupid person. He may be evil, but he's not a he's not an idiot.
Yeah,
In
it's
fact, he's
also
quite intelligent.
it's
But
also
I don't.
convenient that he did this when a Russian was the president of the UN Security Council. Like, it's like because they have like a rotation, and it's like, oh, hey, this seems like a good time.
Yeah, just veto all UN engagement,
Mm-hmm.
which is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And I looked into a little bit more on why he did it, and apparently he stated it in his like public address before he did it.
Did you watch that speech?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like seething. Like
Yeah.
he was just like it's personal for him.
You know, it was like the anti-Russian sentiment in Ukraine, or the anti-Russian government that was basically growing there. And he's talked about this a lot before, but the encroachment of wokeism basically on traditional like values, that he doesn't like how it's just getting closer and closer to Russia.
Mm-hmm.
That was a part of it. Not all of it, but big part of it.
I mean, it really does encroach.
Yeah. And I wonder how long this is going to last. I haven't really been keeping up to date because of Elden Ring, to be honest with you. I've been just playing that more than I've been focusing on it.
Yeah, I've been at work, so I've been watching the live threads and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
It really is inconvenient, Mr. Putin, that you've decided to invade Ukraine right on the day that Elden Ring was released.
yeah, what the fuck,
You
man?
selfish asshole.
But
Seriously.
but the yeah, it's funny.
That's why NATO. That's why NATO isn't doing anything. It's 'cause
they're all
too
playing
busy
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring.
But yeah,
The
no.
drone operators are occupied.
Before it started, I was like, you know, it'd be really funny. This probably won't happen. But if like Russia invaded, then Ukraine just was like way stronger than they expected, and fucking Russia got their asses handed to them, and it's kind of happening. Like Ukraine is putting up way more resistance than anybody expected, and like they're just fucking shooting down their planes and helicopters, and
You have to remember some of that is also like
Propaganda.
magnification for propaganda's sake, right? Like they
Well,
need
yeah.
to they need to keep morale up, so they're gonna take their victories and blow them up. But they still, I mean, you pay attention to the messaging, right? Like it's not Ukraine retakes this territory, blah blah blah. It's like singular cool victories, like a guy shoots down planes, or this person says "fuck you." You know,
although
like
that
it's not.
although that has happened, like that airfield near Kyiv was taken over, and then they retook it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was paratroopers landed and tried to hold it, and they couldn't hold it.
Yeah.
You know, Russia doesn't necessarily have a good track record of invading and like taking things very effectively.
Well, this
You
is
look at like the Chechen War in Afghanistan.
Well, this is something I was
know.
reading about beforehand. Was like the Ukrainians. They've been like actively fighting people in like the Donbass region since 2014, and so they're all like these battle hardened. Like they've been through some shit, and then the Russians that are invading right now are just like greenhorns.
It's like half and half. They have their
Yeah.
professional soldiers there too. Like there's
Either
definitely
way,
conscripts, but there's also like
the footage is
other guys.
great, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Sabaton couldn't be happier about that.
I'm just wondering when we're gonna get to play a Call of Duty game that's based on this. Are they gonna wait like 60 years, like they did with
Yeah,
World War II, or-
Modern Warfare 2 was close enough.
Some of the footage of like dogfighting has been crazy.
Yeah, I've never seen real modern dogfighting that wasn't just like shooting target drones, you know?
There's one
Like these,
going around that's fake. It's like really realistic looking, but it's from like a dogfighting simulator game.
oh,
Oh, I mean, it's so easy to tell if it's real or not. I mean, I've watched enough DCS of dogfighting to know like when two aircraft are locked in Mortal Kombat, and there was one footage because eventually, if they're in a I can't remember what they call it, like a gunfight, basically. Like it's basically falling gracefully. Both aircraft are just trying to like maintain control and speed and advantage over each other. And in this video, there's one aircraft kind of up high and another one that kind of comes down like tree level. over the city, and this dude is just like, "Holy shit!" You know, you can see him go "Suka" as he's filming it, and there's fucking these airplane or aircraft are like trying to like maneuver on each other, and I was like, "Holy shit!" One of those guys is gonna die.
It's nuts though.
And then there's that one of like the low fucking rocket run. You see that one?
with the
Yeah, I did.
with the
Yeah,
screaming child, like
yeah.
Yeah, dude, that was
Yeah.
like treetop level fucking shit.
yeah, that was
The one thing I do know is that those rockets didn't strike that building.
well, yeah, no, they
struck-
struck next to it.
Yeah,
Wouldn't have
'cause-
had that footage if they struck that building.
Yeah.
right, right. I'm thinking of like something maybe came off the rocket and hit it, or that was the sonic boom that you heard from like the boom noise. Because I think it was a sonic boom, honestly.
It sounded just like a rocket exploding down the street to me.
Oh.
Because
That's what I
the
thought,
missile,
too.
like you see it fly at the camera, but it's like I don't know. I can't guess how far away it was, but close enough for everyone to go, "Holy shit!"
God, I can't even imagine.
Just wait for the GoPro footage to come out, man. Crazy times. I'm just waiting for China to like get the nerve up to go do what it wants to do.
Which I have no idea what that is at this point. I have no idea. I think they're on the fence. They themselves don't know how they want to play it. They're like,
Yeah.
uh,
They're probably just
uh,
waiting for NATO to do something
yeah,
and get involved. They basically want, I think, America to commit to something, and then when they do, they'll be able to do what they want.
yeah. God, imagine if they went after Taiwan right now.
I was just,
Imagine if they went after Taiwan and lost, which is what I think was going to happen. I mean,
Lost against Taiwan.
yeah, dude, the last conflict that they had was in the 80s with Vietnam, and they lost. It was a border skirmish.
That's
That was the last time that they had been in conflict, other than the fist fights that they've had with India
with
in the
India.
mountains.
Yeah,
Like, they are the least experienced, the least proven military force on the planet.
and then
That's
India's
why they're
thinking about
so
invading
posturing and shit.
Pakistan.
Yeah. Well, they've got a lot of beef that goes way back with them, so more power to them, I guess.
Technically, I think they weren't even like different countries until the British showed up.
No, it was the Moguls, dude. The Muslims conquered that region, and then that's when it split up. That was back in like fucking pre British Empire, I think. If I do recall correctly.
I was just thinking earlier that you keep seeing all these reports of it's like, oh, this country's sending in these people to support this border, and this country's sending in these people to this border, and like so many people are sending soldiers to the borders of Ukraine, but not actually into Ukraine. That Ukraine's just like, if worse comes to worse, Ukraine's just gonna get fucking wiped off the edge, off of the map. But then like all of the edges are gonna look like fucking Avengers Endgame, like just these sprawling massive armies that are just standing there like, yeah, don't come any further than this. And Putin's like, well, I wasn't going to, but okay.
Well, I mean, they've got a lot of history of great, like especially Poland. Poland's probably like, holy shit,
That's true.
Like, not again, not again.
PTSD fucking kicking in.
No, Putin will just be like, fine, I guess I'll go take the Baltics.
Poland's like,
Right.
Germany, no. Germany's over off the sides like, what? And it's like, oh, sorry, force of habit.
What if Poland invaded Germany? Some revenge. No, the conflict in Asia, if that happens, holy shit. I'm just waiting for a tactical nuke to be dropped somewhere.
Oh yeah, I'm just waiting to wake up one day and it's like, Kiev nuked, and it's like, oh shit. There's
I
like
don't think
100
that
different angles of a mushroom cloud.
I don't think we're gonna ever see a city nuked, but I can definitely see a tactical nuke being used to deny a certain area.
Hmm.
Like that's what a tactical nuke means. They're like they nuke like a region so that you just can't move any forces through it because it's irradiated. Area denial. Did you know that there are nukes that cause fallout and nukes that don't?
I did
I
not
learned
know
that
that.
there's specifically nukes that cause fallout. Those are the tactical nukes for air denial. And then there are just nukes that just make a big boom, but there's no radiation afterwards.
Oh, sort of like a dirty nuke and a clean nuke kind of thing.
Yeah, basically.
Have you heard? I think it's called a ramjet, but I'm not sure. But it's one of the most horrifying nuclear inventions. But it's like a missile that flies in like a pattern, and then it just exposes the ground to like lethal amounts of radiation as it flies by, and it just keeps doing it forever. It doesn't ever stop until it runs
Yeah,
out of fuel.
ramjets,
Yeah.
they just go faster and faster and faster too. The way the air gets superheated as it comes in and it causes bigger combustion or whatever. Hypersonic missiles use that tech,
That's
like the
terrifying.
Mach 6 missiles that some I think China allegedly has a couple of hypersonic missiles that they're boasting about. I think we have some. Man,
Well,
playing or
I
not
don't have
playing,
any.
but watching people play DCS is kind of terrifying. Just
Why
the
is that?
level of tech that is out there today is unfathomable with what they can do with it.
Yeah.
They'll run like simulated engagements between like land-based aircraft in India versus China's only carrier fleet, and what would happen if it goes down, and how quickly it would happen. It would just be over in like in a matter of minutes. Yeah, nuts.
Yeah. The paradox of hard targets is really kind of funny. Like the more built up your force is and the more armor and strength and infrastructure that you have, the easier it is to just take out with a missile. But the more dispersed and sort of like messy and disorganized and I mean dispersed something is, the harder it is to just take out with a strike. That's why like America can fight an enemy that's mostly hard targets very very easily, but as soon as you have like insurgents it becomes exponentially more difficult. You know, you can take out
Yep.
Iraq's military in a couple days, but then you have to occupy it for 10 years.
Yeah. Don't get me started on that fucking shit show. Bunch of live streams from Kiev right now. That's crazy.
It's the future.
The future. Yeah, dude, it's definitely scary. Oh, another thing I was talking about with a coworker today is that there is one particular hard target in China that, if hit with a missile, would literally wipe out about 1/4 of the entirety of China. It's the biggest dam in the world, the Three Rivers Dam,
Oh,
and it's already kind of, people are a little kind of wary about its construction, and it could kind of break.
Hmm.
But if it were to flood, it would flood essentially 1/4 of China. It would just wash away. It'd be worse than a nuke.
Wow.
Yeah.
was that part of China underwater before?
No, it was just constantly flooding. I mean, the seasonal flood, so they just dammed it up and took
Oh, you
control
mean
of it.
like the Yangtze, or sorry, is the Yellow River? Because
I don't know.
The Yellow River kind of like winds like this. It's worse than the Snake River. But not only does it wind, it splits up into a bunch of different rivers. The shape of the Yellow River, if I recall correctly, changes every year because it is so unreliably like chaotic.
It's called
Yeah.
the Three Gorges Dam.
Yeah, Three Gorges Dam.
Yeah.
Wuhan is downstream from it. I don't know if you remember, it was last year or the year before that they had like epic level flooding there.
That is massive.
You remember the footage of people getting stuck in subterranean car tunnels?
No.
So there was, apparently Chinese cities have little to no drainage infrastructure.
Hmm.
Like you know how like LA has like huge canals running through everything, so if it floods it all just gets channeled down there. China doesn't have any of that. So what happened was there were like kilometer long underground tunnels, and they filled up with water when it was full of cars, and thousands of people drowned.
Hmm.
And there was footage, people in subway cars, like literally like up to the last few inches filming with their phone.
Ugh.
And only like 34 people or some shit died according to the Chinese government. But yeah, it was
Here's
pretty bad.
that is pretty bad. Here's an example of the Yellow River, just one chunk of it, and how just absurdly like variable it is. Like, look at that thing.
Yeah.
Like it constantly changes shape. It constantly floods. It's such a strange river. But yeah, I can't even imagine being in that situation.
And it's like something only like 6% of China is arable or something like that. Can't remember. Crazy times, man. I think World War III is going to happen eventually. Just a matter of when or what sets it off.
And then we all get to find out what Germany's got planned again.
They've just
I
been
think-
cooking something up the last 80 years.
I
You
think
will own
that
nothing, and you will be happy.
yeah. I think that in America we'll probably see the rise of Nazism 2.0,
You think so?
and it'll be worse than anything that was before it. Or better, I guess, depending on where you are on the political spectrum. But yeah.
Makes it easier to pick a target.
Well, you can't just have. I believe that everything is always trying to balance itself out, and you can't
Yeah.
just have one grossly overpowered political side just in control all the time. There's gonna be a whiplash effect. There's gonna be a
agree with that.
reaction.
I agree with that. I think that's a good assessment.
It's ironic that these people just keep calling everybody Nazis, but I think they're literally in the process creating Nazis.
Yeah, probably.
Radicalization.
I mean, if Canada's any indication, like the huge overstep in power there, with the truck protests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a strange situation.
And then immediately to just look at Ukraine and say like, well, we're for democracy and we really want the people there to be free is just like this clown world level. Like, what the fuck?
yeah, I don't ever believe those words from anybody. Like, it's statecraft to statecraft, right? And
Yeah, it's just so bad.
that's what I never ever look at anything geopolitically from moral grounds ever. I never make arguments for it. I never like try to predict things based on what people think or believe or what their ideologies are. It really it's always about resources and material and power. Like that's what it's always about. So if you follow that, you can generally predict where things are going to go. I think that's why I think your assessment about you can't just have like one power structure that dominates and controls everything all the time. It's impossible to maintain. Like it's just this huge structure, and then as soon as it starts to crack, everything's going to flood right into that crack, right? Because you have all this energy built up on the other side, where people are just tired of it. It doesn't matter what their ideology actually is. It's just the resistance to it will be strong and sudden. So
Yep. Everyone just needs to chill out, man.
Everyone just needs to take a chill pill.
Just relax.
I think conflict needs to be settled. I don't think we can. I think the problem has been is we've been avoiding it for so long that now we're in this situation because
It's like
we've been in conflict avoidance mode for 20 years.
yeah, people need fucking conflict. And then you get Russia and Ukraine going on over there. What do you think, Harley? You've been quiet.
I think
No.
it's a shit show.
Amen, brother. Amen. It's all a goddamn shit show. Why can't everybody just, get along? Play Elden Ring and shit.
Well, Ukraine can't play Elden Ring because they're being invaded.
Yeah. A lot of their internet's down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Russia, though, they get the best of both worlds.
They're too busy playing EVE Online to play Elden Ring.
They're too busy not looking at Pornhub because it's blocked for them right now.
I saw that
think-
one gift that was hilarious. Like me having to shoot the Russian guy who carried me through CS:GO, and it's like Jesse Pinkman crying with the pistol pointing.
I don't want to do it, man. He taught me how to rush B.
Never really had any contact with any Russian gamers growing up.
I did plenty.
Didn't play enough CS:GO.
I played a shitload of... No, I didn't play any CSGO. I played a shitload of CS Source. That was
I
my
didn't
jam.
encounter them on CS. I played way more CS Source than I did CS:GO. That's for sure. But I encountered them on Team Fortress. EVE Online, they're everywhere. They own huge chunks of space in EVE Online. And then occasionally on Tarkov.
In EVE Online, if neighboring space like looks out in the wrong way, do they just invade it?
No,
No.
they're interspersed amongst all the different alliances. I mean, China has their own like we're only China alliance that's called like Fraternity. And then but in Russia, I think is in Fraternity. I'm in Dracarys, which is mostly Chinese, with also a lot of Russian, and then Europeans and Americans. So we're in the minority in that alliance. But yeah, Russians are mostly interspersed. They don't have like their own like, but they collect in certain areas. Like they have their own corporations, because of course corporations are always going to form around language. You
Yeah.
know, it's hard to have someone who doesn't speak your language cooperating with you to get things done. So
Indeed, I've been dealing with that at work a lot lately.
nice segue.
Painting rooms and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh God, no! That whole situation got over thanks to Calvin's unbridled rage, practically. But the guy that is responsible for it all also got into a fight with, almost got into a like fisticuffs fight with somebody else in the store. But we thought he was just being racist because he was like wanting to fire like all the only white dudes in the store basically
Mm-hmm.
for shit that we didn't do.
Right.
And then comes in the next day and tries being buddy with us like he didn't just try to fucking do that. Now it's great. He doesn't fuck with us. Job's chill as fuck. We fill up the hot tubs like I think next week, and we can go use them whenever we want.
Nice. Sam, I don't think
Yeah,
I've
guys.
ever seen you without a hat, ever. I
Well,
think you've always.
if we go to the
always
hot, if you want to go to the hot tub with me, we can. No, probably see you there. I mean, I'm bald.
Oh my God, he'll take off his. No, I mean, I wasn't saying take off your hat. I'm just like, I just realized, like, I've never seen you without a hat. I probably
Makes
won't go
sense.
to a hot tub.
Why not?
I'll tell you later.
You excrete
sounds fun.
some certain thing.
I'm soluble. I'll dissolve.
He's like a human tea bag, is what they call him, because you put him in water and
Just
And
steeps.
it all turns brown.
yeah.
And it's definitely because of tea.
Yeah, that'll be dope.
Well, it's almost an hour, and we're all just kind of killing time until it's time to play Elden Ring. So
I mean, we could just keep going and play Elden Ring.
we could stream us playing Elden Ring. That
Well,
would
yeah,
probably
I was gonna after we were done with the podcast, I was gonna switch over and stream Elden Ring.
Well, let's just do that now. Why not?
Okay.
I'm gonna start this. I'm gonna start this shit up right fucking now.
All right, I'm gonna go get another Diet Coke, and then we'll Elden some Ring, and then what were we gonna do? Or were we all gonna go? We were all gonna do something.
We were gonna go into that
That underground place.
whatever that forest or that river shit was.
Oh, that's right. And I was just gonna like just be there
Shadowless.
with you. Like I was.
Yeah,
I
you
was
were just gonna tag along. Me and Harley are gonna fuck around.
I'm just gonna giggle as I see everything happen to you guys.
All right. Well, that's been a uneventful Dick Check Friday, episode 2.
Technically, it was eventful because it happened this time.
This is true. Anyway,